Hi everyone, happy Friday. Moon is in Leo. It's the time to enjoy ourselves. It's the time to be with loved ones. Today there is an aspect on 5th of July that is forming that I want you to be on lookout for. It is called a YOD configuration. A YOD configuration in Hebrew means pointing finger. It is a finger of God. It shows us a direction. Here destiny steps in and it reminds us what brings us joy. What are we here to deliver? What are we here to deliver? And what we are here to deliver is normally what we enjoy the most. What we take confidence in, what we find fun in, what we find passion in. So we are reminded of a passion in our life that we are here to deliver. And that shows up in no uncertain terms today on 5th of July through either us just being comfortable in that, us figuring out that this is something that does not work for me, this is something I need to release, and you are in a stress situation and you suddenly shown, but I enjoy that, but I enjoy doing that. And why is it important? Even though today this is a very brief yet potent configuration today, but this becomes the part of the Mercury retrograde that we are about to have on from 7th of July. Mercury is the planet of thinking. Mercury is the planet of communication. Mercury is the planet by which we go deeper into our psyche and figure out what we want to tell to the world. So when Mercury goes retrograde, we go in introspection mode. We go in a mode where we are re-evaluating our priorities in life. So from 7th of July all the way till 19th of July, we will be having this planet going back and forth in this very area of your life where today you're realizing maybe I want to do that. And then you go back and forth on that and figure out how do I do it? How do I do it? I am inspired to do it. I feel like doing it, but I don't know how to do it. So, over the course of next 2 weeks, you get into the implementation mode of that. But today is the day to create sort of a blueprint of it, figuring out why am I drawn to that? What am I drawn to? Figuring that out is your part, in my view, of a very productive activity to do. And you will not find it by sitting on a mountain or going in isolation. Leo is about partying. Leo is about being out and about with people who you love. Leo is about being active, being a fire person. You're proactive about this. Your heart will call to you about it. You'll feel passionate and joyful about it. You'll feel self-confident when you're doing it. You'll not feel drained when you're doing it. You'll feel like a child. It brings you childlike joy when you do it. It will bring you passion, happiness, confidence, sun-like vitality when you do it. So this is a easy gauge because this is happening in moon in the apex is moon. So our feelings, our behavior pattern will clearly tell us this is what we want to do. I don't want to feel any other way versus how I feel when I'm doing this. That is the gauge of this laser beam of a focus that is created in a specific area of your life. That not just that's where you will be thinking over the course of next 2 weeks. By 31st of July, you will initiate something in this very area of your life because we have a new moon in this area of our life on 31st of July. We'll go over each sign to see where you're getting this inspiration, where is this coming from. But the background of it is that Saturn and South Node are together and they are releasing an old emotional pattern that is restricting you. You do not want to feel restricted anymore. You don't want to feel down anymore. You don't want to feel like held back anymore in your life. And this is the opposite spectrum of it, which inspires you, which shows you a contrast. It shows you a contrast between two parts of your life, something that has to be given away, and the other part you're getting excited about. You want to do this, you want to do something different. And on top of that, Neptune is making a sextile with Saturn, which means that we are feeling very creative about it. This is not something which is dull in nature. It's creative, it's inspiring. It may not have so much reality right now. That's why Mercury will go back and forth because this up in the air idea which might be coming through you just having a conversation with a friend, which might come through you just discussing with your children, just spending easy time with your children, and this inspiration comes to you. This needs to be grounded in some way. This needs to be put down on the paper. So over the course of next 2 weeks, even though this might be up in the air today, it might be just an idea, just something that draws to you. Over the course of next 2 weeks, you'll put it down on paper. You'll figure out what are the gaps in the plan leading up to 31st of July, when we try to launch it, when we decide to do it. Because in the area of our life where Leo is, we are proactive about it. We want to do things. We feel excited about it. We don't sit with it and let it go. We want to do it. It is something that our heart calls to. So this is what is the overview of the aspect. I just wanted to sort of have an alert created on that. So, sometimes we need to be aware of an aspect to take advantage of. And this aspect, it reminds me of a Steven Spielberg's quote, which said, "Sometimes a dream almost whispers, it never shouts." Very hard to hear. So you have to, every day of your life, be ready to hear what whispers in your ear. I want you to pay attention to what your heart is whispering to you today, when you are at ease, when your emotions are settled, when your heart and your and your desires are enjoying, when you are on a center stage, when you're performing, you're loving what you're doing, you're singing, you're dancing, you're being with a child. What is bringing you joy? What is the emotion? What is the activity that is bringing you joy? So let's dig into very quickly each sign. We'll look at like what is the area of your life maybe where you're looking to create something new and an inspiration could come today for that. Starting with Leo. Leo, this is of course all about you. So you're looking to change the way you show up to the world. You want to change in the way you present yourself to the world. You want to change possibly your identity in the world, because something in your work environment, something either with a coworker or in the work environment overall, is feeling like an oppression, is feeling like it's clamping you down. You are meant to be front and center. You're meant to be center of attention. You're meant to be the king. You're meant to be the leader. You are a sun ruled sign. So your shine has to shine outwardly. It cannot be held back. So if your current work environment is holding this light in, it is not letting the shine of this light go out, then you will feel like breaking out of that mold. And this moon today in your sign will give you a sign about what is not functioning well in your current environment, and hence what you desire. Your desire is to deliver your self-expression without hindrance. Your desire is for joy. Your desire is to deliver the best to the world, good quality to the world, doing something that you're best at to the world. Leos are never happy doing something that where they are mediocre on. They want to deliver what they're best on to the world. So you will realize your strongest of the talents. What is the strongest of your traits that you want to create into a quantifiable identity and deliver to the world in a material fashion. So look out for what you feel good at, what brings you self-confidence, what brings you happiness, what makes you feel that your self-expression is not being clamped down, what makes you feel free, what makes you feel uninhibited in your shine. Leo, look out for that. And you will get it when you're easy, when you're having fun with your family, when you're seeing that your family is proud of you. You love that your family could be proud of you. You want to do something that your family is proud of you. So that this environment of being with your family under the Leo moon, you want to enjoy with your family, with your children, being at home, being at ease, eating the food that you like, doing all the things that bring you joy. You will find your space. You will find your future path there. So look out for that. What makes you feel happy today? What makes you feel like center stage? What brings you confidence today? And this has to be something that where you're independent, where you're doing something uninhibited in terms of your talents. You cannot be brought down by a set of people who are telling you that you could be less, or a set of people who are drawing this negative energy on you. and you'll feel it very strongly when somebody is doing that. So maybe a coworker needs to be released, maybe a work environment needs to be released, maybe a place of work needs to be released. So look out for that, Leo. And of course, we'll have a new moon in your sign on 31st of July. So we are looking at a new start in your season. But moreover, you'll be having Mercury retrograde in your sign. You will be reconsidering your life purpose over the course of next 2 weeks, all the way till 19th of July, in my view. So that's for you, Leo. Moving on to Cancer. Cancer, Leo is in your house of possessions. So you might find that there is something you want to deliver in form of a material format to the world. It could be that you want to create an asset, or you want to acquire an asset, or you feel like buying and purchasing or investing in something that will create a talent for you that you want to deliver to the world. You want to display your ability to sort of appraise valuables, for example. You know how you know what is valuable, what is not. So you could be in a financial field, you could be in a field of taking care of assets, buying assets, selling assets, appraising assets. Your self expression is through certain assets. So that is brought to some, maybe a possession is brought to focus. It could also be lineage. Maybe your family has a heritage that you want to create into something that you want to display to the world, that you want to bring out to the world as your lineage. You want to put your lineage in a quantifiable, in a physical format, in a expressive format, and show it to the world. Maybe a talent exists in your family for ages, and you want to create it into a format and display it to the world. This is where you lead. You lead in finances. You lead in being an authority, in knowing what is valuable, what is not. So it gives you an opportunity over the course of next 2 weeks to maybe appraise an asset that you're looking to acquire, figure out the value of something that you're looking to invest in. And that investment, you're clearly given a guidance on today. What do you need to invest in financially, or in form of talents, or in form of a material possession, or in form of a heritage that you have that you want to deliver to the world? So that, in my view, is for you, Cancer. Then we move on to the next sign, Gemini. Gemini, for you, self-expression. You have to communicate. You have to create something which is a mode of communication to the world. You find joy in communicating, and you realize it in no uncertain terms that you want to be in a field where your sales skill, your communication skill, your ability to speak, your ability to teach, your ability to be in media, your ability to socialize, your ability to connect with people is the asset that is leverage. That is your finger of God. That is the finger of God, a clear laser beam showing you that that's your strength. That is where you shine. That is where you want to be, which gives you confidence, that gives you happiness. You identify with that skill set well. That is what makes you feel at home. That is what makes you feel recognized, and that is what you will be recognized for. Your speaking skills, your writing skills, your skill sets that are in some way communicated well to the world by you. You want to be in that field. You want to be in the field of writing, communicating, speaking, media, on stage, communicating your world, and in the commercial activity, creating commercial activity out of it, creating commercial abundance out of it. And you'll be shown, in my view, on what is the mode you want to do. What is the means? What is the kind of communication you want to be in? What is the kind of skill set, commercial skill set? If you want to sell something, how do you want to sell it? And or what do you want to sell it? So that realization and that recognition, and that is something that will become the topic of reconsideration and consideration over the course of next 2 weeks. And then a new start happens on 31st of July in that very area. You start a new communication project, or you start a new job which requires the use of your communication skills, or you start a new communication project, a media project, a commercial project that you start, or a sales process you start. around 31st of July. But the download today shows you where is your destiny and how can you do it well, how to perform it well, what brings you joy, what brings you confidence when you're doing, what kind of mode of communication gives you confidence, what is the method, what is the line, what is the skill set you want to communicate. That download comes to you today. Moving on to next sign, Taurus. Taurus, for you, the joy is in the home. The joy is in the property. Joy is in getting the right property or the investment in property. You're proud of your ability to in real estate. You're proud of your ability to grow a family, to bring your family together, and you know that your joy is in that. Your achievement is in your home. The achievement is in bringing your family together. Achievement is in real estate. Achievement is in entertaining people at home in a positive manner. That brings you joy and you want to do more of it, and that becomes evident either through you doing that with your family today or with your friends, calling friends home, or being in the home of your friends, enjoying yourself, entertaining, playing with them, a game with them at home, or just this is where you know that it brings you joy. This is what brings you joy, and you will realize that, and you would want to figure out how to do more of this. How can I grow my home and family? How can I grow what I do with my family? Um, how can I nurture my family better? How can I create a better home for myself and for my family? How can I decorate my home better? How can I embellish my house better? How can I embellish the value of the real estate better? Do I need to invest in real estate? Do I want to be in the space of real estate more? So those ideas, Taurus, can come today, and they might be topic of discussion over the course of next 2 weeks. It could be mother. There's a topic related to your mother that comes into focus. How to effectively maybe help your parents a little bit more, or how to deal with your family or with your parents in a more effective manner, because you want to be taking charge. You're happiest when you take charge of your family life, when you are in the center of your family life. You are proud of your family and you want to be further nurturing that family in the right direction. So those ideas will come to you today, and that will be a topic of discussion over the course of next 2 weeks. And then you have a new start. Maybe you are looking to change the house. Maybe you're looking to reappraise your house. Maybe you're looking to sell, buy property. Maybe you're looking to invest in real estate field. Maybe you're looking to invest in your family more in material format or in form of doing more stuff with your family. That becomes the consideration, that becomes the topic of discussion, of thought process, of clarity today, in my view. So that's for you, Taurus. Moving on to Aries. Aries, Leo is all about joy for you. It's about creativity for you. You know that you are the happiest when you're being your creative self, when you're playing a game, when you're being your fun person that you are. You want to be with people. You make people happy. You sort of, when you are in your childlike state where you're happy of what you do, or when you're playing with children, that is when your best comes out. The exceptional quality of Aries is to be a leader who is inspirational, who's a performer, who's an entertainer to some extent, who inspires people in a very fun way, who brings people together in a fun way, who brings their children together in a fun way. So today could be a day, Aries, when some just by being with your friends, being with your children, being out and about partying, or being out playing a game that you like, doing all of those things, maybe an idea comes to you which is creative in nature, which could be something, maybe a new creative venture you want to do. Maybe just being out and playing games with your friends, or playing with your children, being a child, being joyful. That brings a creative idea to you, which can be of great value, that can help you create a business altogether, or an investment idea can come to you, or romance can come to you. You can just be out on a date and some idea comes through that of enhancing your love life. So the aim of this aspect for you, Aries, is to enhance what you do passionately. What are you passionate about? Showing that clearly to you, and new ideas are generated in that very area. What are you passionate about? Children. What are you passionate about? Investment ideas. What are you passionate about? Creativity. Those kind of ideas will come to you, and you will be pulled towards a specific idea that you would go and work on over the course of next 2 weeks, which will go back and forth, back and forth. You will think about it, you'll reconsider it, you'll decide it, and you'll figure out a way to launch it around 31st of July. It could be a new creative job, it could be a new romance that you decide to go on, or maybe you want to have a child. This is something that you want to give birth to, whose idea is planted today, in my view. So that's for you, Aries. So be out and about, be your best, be the child within you that people love so much. Be out and about and be the party person that you are. Interact with your friends. Be in the mode which makes you feel comfortable with who you are, feeling self-confident, being in love, being generous, doing the things that you love to do, feeling self-confident. What are the things that are drawing you towards you? What enhances your self-esteem? That is the easiest directional way to look at what you should be doing. What is your destiny? What is your path? Your path has to give you self-esteem, has to give you self-expression, has to give you joyful self-expression that you are known for. So that's for you, Aries. Looking at Pisces. Pisces, you are here, in my view, the thing that brings you the most joy, and possibly the destiny that you're being shown, in my view, is an area of service, is an area of servicing people in a way where you are a leader, where you are a head of a company, possibly, or head of a business, or you're working as a boss, and you're getting a team together and you're delivering something that services people, that helps people get somewhere, that sort of delivers something of value, of practical value to the world in a tangible way. You like to bring satisfaction to a set of people. This is an area of service to people. This is where you, but because it's Leo, you are the leader of that group. You have to lead that group. You cannot be the person who's just one of many in that group. You want to become the person who brings their ability to service the clients, service the clientele, service the people who you can help. And you want to bring that as a leader out to the people. You want to feel that your talents and your brilliance are being used in a practical manner to help people, especially, and it can very well be in a field where you're helping people who are disadvantaged in some way, who are in a tough position. Maybe you feel the happiest when you're helping people who are in need, when you're helping your coworkers who are in need, when you're bringing the team together and sort of helping them in some ways. You're creating an environment where you are the sun. You're infusing positive energy into people. You are the one who people come to as a center force and draw energy from, strength from, warmth from, respect from. And you want to be that kind of person. You want to be identified with that kind of work where you are exuding that kind of power, where you are exuding that kind of positive energy, and your health is to some extent dependent on it. Doing a job that you're here to do, doing a service that you're here to do, being this person who's their own boss, that is essential to your good health. That is essential to especially the health of your heart, the health of your spine, which are your stress points. It is important for you to be of service. It's important for you to be delivering and helping people in some way, or being the center of this organization, who helps the organization, who's like the power source, because Leo is sun, right? So sun is like a central resource from which whole of the universe that we know draws power from. You want to be the sun for an organization. You want to be the sun for the organization that you lead. You want to be sun for an organization even if you're working on. And as long as you don't feel like that, it can have an effect on your health. So you will reconsider your work environment, in my view, over the course of next 2 weeks to figure out, how do I change this work environment so my creative talents, the power of my creative talents, can be given to a larger set of people, can be given to people who need it, can be given to passionately encourage my team. I want to encourage my team. I want my team to feel excited about what they do. I want to service my team in such way. I want to service my clientele in such way that they feel the passion that I feel within myself. So you will reconsider how you work. You will reconsider your work environment in which your team is operating. You will reconsider how your work is organized. You will reconsider how you deliver and service your clients. And that will in turn help you in your health, because as long as you let your creativity, as long as you let that shine in your work, as long as you are the sun and you sort of are helping people, your health stays positive, because you become the positive force, you become the positive source for others, and that somehow helps you as well, because you are fulfilling your purpose when you do that. So, in my view, then you will maybe look to start something new around 31st of July in your work. You might maybe want to start a new work environment. You want to refurbish your work environment, which you might be reconsidering and considering over the course of next 2 weeks. And then you decide maybe that's what I want to change in my work environment. That is what I want to change in the way I interact with my coworkers. That is what I want to change in my health as well, which will help me deliver my gifts better. Or you might decide to start a new job altogether on 31st of July, and you decide that in August I want to join a new place of work because the current place of work does not let me deliver my talents in that way, or I want to be my own boss and that's what I want to do. So that's for you, Pisces. Good luck. Moving on to Aquarius. Aquarius, this is a critical point for you because this is your opposite sign. So the thought process comes in your joy, your passion, and to some extent, what you think you're here to deliver could be in form of a partnership, could be in form of a clientele, could be in form of you managing other clients. It could be in form of you delivering your talents by uplifting others, by sort of nurturing certain talents altogether, because you are here as a son, as a partner. You are a source of inspiration as a partner. You're a source of leader as a partner. You're a source of creativity for the world as a partner. So you might be uplifting a team, uplifting a partnership, uplifting a clientele altogether by your unique talents. So you realize that that's what you want to do. I want to be in partnership with that person, or maybe I want to grow that talent. I want to maybe inspiration could also be in form of a relationship. It could be in form of, yeah, this is destiny, this person is my destiny, and you suddenly realize that, and there is a light bulb moment in that yeah, this is what it is. So you might be considering or reconsidering going into a situation of partnership with somebody, either in a business situation or in a personal situation, which you feel is your destiny, which you feel is sort of gives you the opportunity to deliver your gifts to the world by getting in with that person, by being with that person, by showing and nurturing and being being passionate about that person. And that gives you sort of a satisfaction, that gives you confidence, that gives you happiness being with that person. Or you partner with somebody on a business that you want to do together, or you are in a business and you're finding the right business partner, you feel that is your destiny. That will give you the happiness, that will give you the joy, that will give you the feeling of feeling fulfilled or delivering what you came here to deliver in the world. That feels like destiny to you. So you might be investing into or thinking about, or you might be directed towards or pointed towards a partnership today, in my view, which you will reconsider over the course of next 2 weeks, all the way till 19th of July. And then on 31st of July, you might decide to go into a new partnership, into a new relationship, into a new clientele, into a new way of connecting with the clients. You might be inspired to connect differently with your clients. Maybe you think this is not the right way that you're connecting. You want to change the way, which gives you more of an opportunity to display your talents in the right way, in an uninhibited way to your clientele. or helps you shine better as a person. You feel that your shine or is inhibited in the current way that you're presenting to your clients. You want to change the way you connect with your clients, and this can give you an inspiration to do exactly that. So that's for you, Aquarius. Moving on to Capricorn. Capricorn, for you, this moon today, this finger of God is sort of pointing towards a rebirth. It is pointing towards something that you want to start anew on. It can feel, I'm sorry to say, but it can feel like a little bit of crisis. It can feel like a period in which you go inward and you want to refurbish yourself. There's something that you feel where you're not able to shine in terms of your power. It could be a joint situation in which you feel that there's something not so good in that joint situation. You're not feeling yourself in that joint situation, and you want to feel like yourself in that situation. So how do I change this situation, this equation, so I can feel more fulfilled? It could be a job, maybe, or in a work situation, and you feel your power inhibited over there in some ways in a joint situation, and you feel that your talents are not being shown appropriately when it comes to a partnership, when it comes to doing some business together with somebody. Maybe you have a joint responsibility with somebody, or maybe you are in a position of partnership with somebody in a business situation, and you think something needs to change over there, or your talents need to be combined with a different set of people. So this can come across like a crisis of identity, like a crisis of your leadership. You feel that your leadership is not acknowledged in some way, and you want to change things to do exactly that. You want to get more depth out of what you do. You feel that your talents are sort of way higher in value as compared to what they're remunerated right now. So you're given some direction as to what you need to change, what needs to change in what you do, so you get more value out of joint situations. Maybe you want to get into a different kind of business altogether. Maybe you want to partner with somebody who understands you better, and maybe you decided to go into a new joint situation, or maybe the current rules of partnership need to be revised. If you have a joint responsibility with somebody, or maybe you're married to somebody, and that equation, the terms of that partnership needs to be revised. And over the course of next 2 weeks, this terms of partnership will go through back and forth. It could be intimacy, it could be the money that you're paid out of a partnership, it could be the joint responsibility where you feel that your power is being taken away. That goes through back and forth and reconsideration over the course of next 2 weeks, and you decide to have the new rules of engagement in a joint situation from 31st of July onwards, over the course of next 2 weeks in August. So the first 2 weeks of August, you decide to have a new rules of the game, which are decided. So this is something which you will feel in form of a crisis of identity, from which you need healing, from which you need respite, from which you need change. And in this situation of crisis, you shine. You shine because you realize what you want. You see it very clearly out of that situation of imbalance, what you want out of that. And you want something more. You want to be recognized more for your talents. You want to feel more love for yourself. You want to feel more worthy, more acknowledged, more in the limelight, even more as a leader. You don't want your power to be taken away in a joint situation. So you ask for more, and I think that will become a topic of consideration, reconsideration, discussion over the course of next 2 weeks, all the way till 19th of July. And then finally, maybe a new rule of the game is launched from 31st of July onwards in August. You decide to have new rules of the game of your partnership or of your joint situation. In very limited cases, this can actually be a debt. It could be a debt, maybe a situation of joint finances could be a debt to somebody, which could be a karmic debt to somebody, or it could be a actual debt to somebody that comes into discussion, that comes into reconsideration. Maybe you owe somebody money, and it's something that was supposed to be invested in your business, but you're not finding value out of it. or it could be that you have a karmic debt from somebody. There's a karma with somebody that is over, and you see it very clearly, and this is just the ending of it. So some sort of cutting cord could happen as a result of that, which will take some time over the course of next 2 weeks. You will think about it, you'll rethink about it, that I need to get rid of this karmic debt. It's not worth it. It's not worth having this kind of debt on me. And you repay that in the course of from 31st of July onwards. So that's for you, Capricorn. Moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this is your fellow sign. This is exciting. This is what makes you feel like taking a leap of faith. So, something today might be calling to you to take a leap of faith on. It could be a course, it could be a education, it could be a travel, it could be a foreign person, it could be a business which has to do with a country which is different from your country of origin, and you want to get engaged and expand your mind by doing something which is a little bit away from your comfort zone. You want to move to a different country, you want to be with a person who's completely different from you. You want to go for an higher education, and something inspires you, draws you in, something points towards that direction, that this is what I want to do. It may be something which is foreign to you right now, and you will be surprised that that will create an immense sense of self, immense confidence by you taking that risk, by you taking that leap of faith, by you deciding to take that challenge on. And it could be materially lucrative as well to you if you decide to do that. It could be a new philosophy in life, it could be a new kind of thinking that is coming your way, but there is a dramatic thought process that comes to you about it. By you engaging with a person who's different from you, a new thought process comes to you through travel, through reading, through gaining knowledge in some way, and you completely just feel excited about it. And this is the time when you'll feel like a traveler. You'll feel like that your purpose in life is to think of different philosophy, is to rethink your philosophy in some way. Maybe you want to reconsider your thought process. Maybe something in your thought process is stopping you from taking more risk in your life going forward, and you want to change that, and that comes to your mind. And over the course of next 2 weeks, you will reconsider this back and forth. You will reconsider this proposition, maybe from a person who's different from you. You will reconsider relocation. You'll reconsider going in with a person who's different from you, either from a business capacity or in a romantic capacity. But this is something that draws you. You feel fired up with it. You're talking to this person, you feel fired up. You're talking about this topic, you feel fired up. You'll feel excited by it. You'll feel attracted to it. And that is a good gauge to decide that maybe that is what destiny is trying to tell you. That is your path. That is where you're supposed to go. Maybe you're supposed to leave an old way of earning your money behind. And this is a new way of earning money, where you just need to give up an old way of thinking and a new knowledge is acquired, a new way of thinking is acquired. Maybe you need to be in a field where you're teaching. You need to be in a field where you are the person who's educating people about something, or you're a person who sort of is displaying their knowledge in a proper way. You are on a stage in some way, talking, speaking, publication, displaying your knowledge in a way like a guru to people, and you need to be that, and you feel an element when you're doing that, when you're telling people maybe about how they should do a certain thing or how they should go about, and you are in that atmosphere where you are with diverse set of people, multicultural people, and you're able to make an impact. That makes you feel excited and you want more of it. You want to do more of that, and that gets you going in a thinking process over the course of next 2 weeks to decide to take a leap of faith, to decide to do something differently, to decide to maybe go for a course, to go for an education, to go for something that excites you, in a more mind expansive way. And you decide to have a new start there by taking a new course, by traveling, by settling in a country which is different from you, or going in a business with a person who is different from you, or going into a committed situation with a person who is different from you. And you think that is what your life path is, and that is what destiny is. It has a karmic element to it. It has a positive karmic element to it. You'll feel like this opportunity just out of the blue is coming to you. It feels natural, it feels easy, it feels like destiny, it feels like something where you're getting excited about and you're receiving some amount of download from another dimension that you did not think you will receive. Over the course of next 2 weeks, you'll get the time to rethink it, to think about it. What is the right approach? Maybe I need to give up an old way of thinking. Maybe I need to give up an old line. Maybe I need to give up an old philosophy for me to go into this fresh destination, which excites me, which makes me feel happy, which brings out my talents, which lets me shine, which lets me publish, which lets me talk about what I truly want to talk about and share my knowledge with people. So Sagittarius, this is a very, very exciting aspect. I would be on lookout for over the course of next 2 weeks to sort of formulate it in a proper way. And then around 31st of July, 2 weeks from 31st of July, so which is the first half of August, you would possibly look to launch it fully. So that's for you, Sagittarius. Good luck. Scorpio, this is very, very exciting time because Leo is about us on the display. Leo is about us being a leader. What do we want to lead and what kind of leader we want to be? What kind of a public image we want to have? What do we want to be known as in the world? Our title in the world is what we will be getting a download on today. And then we will be reconsidering that over the course of next 2 weeks because our career house is getting evoked here. We are very, very ambitious. We want to get it right. We want to be sure that our talents are displayed in an appropriate manner and we are given the right stage for it. We want to be our own boss. So maybe that's the way to be. Maybe you get a download about being your own boss in some ways. How do you want to handle your leadership? What kind of a leader you want to be? What kind of a business you want to lead? What is your business plan? How do you want your leadership skills to be executed? This is a very critical area of our life, and we are getting into a mode where a new start in our career will come as a result of this planning. So listen to what is making you feel excited today. What makes you feel when it comes to your area of work? What kind of projects excite you? What kind of being on the center stage excites you? What kind of publishing something excites you? What kind of being in the limelight excites you? What kind of a line excites you? What do you think? Where can you be a leader? Where can you be sort of the head of a unit? Where can you be leading your own business? Where you can be independent, be the sun, be the person who's shining with their talents out to the world. You want to be that. That will make you feel excited. That will make you feel fulfilled. That will make you feel happy. So thinking about what kind of job you want to be in, and that could be coming through just conversation with somebody at work or doing something that you like, or you deciding maybe that is not the job for me anymore. Maybe that is not giving me as much satisfaction as I want, and you are in a process of changing your mind about things. You are in the process of shifting your thought process. So when that is happening, an idea just comes to you and you just get it in a moment of happiness, in a moment of confidence, in a moment where you're on the center stage. You just get it. This clicks, this feels right. Pay attention to how you're feeling when you're doing your job today. Pay attention to what is making you feel satisfied. Or even tomorrow or day after, just sit with this weekend and figure out what brought you joy, what brought you confidence, what made you feel that this is destiny. This is what I'm meant to deliver to the world. This is what I came here. Because Yod is a karmic configuration. It is like a finger of God. Only for a brief moment we are given a window of realization that this is what I came here to deliver. This is what makes me feel excited. This is what makes me feel vital. When I'm doing this, I feel energized. When I'm doing this, I feel confident. When I have done this, I feel good about life. What is that area of my life? That recognition, that realization, then over the course of next 2 weeks sends you to a drawing board. Sends you to a drawing board all the way till 19th of July to think about it, to write it down, to figure out the rules of it. What do I want to do? How do I want to be in my career? What kind of public image I want to have? And that results in a brilliant new start from 31st of July all the way till middle of August in a career, in a job, in a public position. And that is what we want to focus on all the way from today all the way to the weekend, and we want to be focused on that emotionally. So be on lookout for, take notes in my view, or just be the fun of what brings you fun. What brings you fun right now? Because you have to be able to do this for a long period in time. This is fixed in nature. This carries on for a long period of time. What can keep your fire burning for a long period of time? What can keep you engaged for a long period of time? What can keep you excited for a long period of time? What you think you came here to burn your energy on? Because you are an energy source, Scorpio. You're a mass driven sign. You have enormous amount of energy. Where do you want to direct it? What is the goal towards you that you want to direct it towards? And you're best in your executive skills. You're best as a leader. You're best where you're respected, where your capability is acknowledged, where your identity is acknowledged. Because job and career is important to us. I'm a Scorpio rising myself. It is an important priority in our life. It is to some extent our self identification. We are not neutral about this position. We are invested in this. We are invested in being a boss. We are invested in being a leader. We want to own something. We want to call it. We want to brand it. We want it to be known in our name. So acknowledging that's what you want out of life, and then going ahead and doing it will become the theme over the coming days. So good luck with that, Scorpio. And I'll talk about it in more detail in the July video as well, but I want you to be on lookout for during the course of today. Moving on to Libra. Libra, the moon today is pointing towards a social activity. You are a leader who is best at play when it comes to leading a set of people, when it comes to leading a set of friends. So, being with friends, being with like minded people today will give you an idea of who you want to become. It will give you an inspiration about a long term goal that you want to have. It will give you inspiration about wealth ideas, big wealth ideas, investment ideas. So, be out and about with friends, drinking, just going out, having games with them, playing with them, talking with them, having conversations with them, networking with people of importance in your network, at work, build a network, be out and about with people, and you will reconsider your goals over the coming 2 weeks, starting from 7th of July all the way till 19th of July. You might already be in the process of it because there's something is changing, something is shifting at work, so your long-term goals might be undergoing change. But today a conversation, today a discussion, today networking, just being a social person that you are, being out and about, enjoying yourself with your friends, with your business network, might give you an inspiration, might give you a direction, might give you a completely different idea that you did not see before. And it could open another door. It can open a new, you might meet a new person. You might meet a person of importance who can open a new door for you. This is pointing towards your self made wealth. This is pointing towards investment. This is pointing towards inspiration. So it is long term. This is not about what I should do in the next 6 months. This is about why am I here? What should I do for the next 15 years of my life? What kind of investment direction I can go in, which I have not thought about till now. And that could come through a friend, it could come through a business network, it could come through a person who is part of your business or personal network. So, a friend, an acquaintance that you go out with, or have fun with, or enjoy with, you just realize that this is what I feel like doing. When I'm talking to this person and I'm discussing this topic with them, I feel passionate about it. I feel happy about talking about this kind of tomorrow. I feel happy about this kind of an inspiration for tomorrow. I feel happy about this dream. I feel happy about this kind of a new goal that I might have for my life. I feel happy about interacting with these set of people. I feel happy about making an impact on these set of people. And that brings you to considering reconsideration over the course of next 2 weeks. And then you make a new start in the month of August. In the first 2 weeks of August, you make a new goal. You make a new inspiration. You decide to break into a new kind of set of people. You decide to become relevant for a high society. Sort of, you sort of want to become relevant for a set of people who are influential in nature, and this gives you a window into it. This gives you a window on how could you become part of a business network that you feel is like minded with you, that makes you feel excited, that makes you feel happy. So networking is the key today, and networking is the outcome. And sort of this new group is something that you might start. You might decide, I want to be with this set of people more often. Maybe this is the kind of people I want to connect with. These are the set of people I want to be more in contact with, because they are like minded as me. They're thinking about the same ideas as me. They're thinking about the same wealth ideas as me. They're thinking about the same profession as me. And I feel happy with them. I feel joyful with them. So look out for this networking opportunity and what brings you joy while you're networking with people. What kind of people, as well as what topics of discussion, what inspirational ideas, what investment ideas get you going when you're talking to people. Be on lookout for that, Libra. Moving on to Virgo. Virgo, for you, the inspiration and the purpose of life might come across when you are working behind the scene. It could be during your dreams, it could be during a restful period, it could be during a private moment, it could be during a time when you are away from the crowd and you're not the kind of person who likes to put things on the display to the whole world to see. You like to keep things to yourself till you have perfected them. You might work on this idea behind the scene for some time, and it might have to do something to do with actually healing people, helping people, servicing people. You might be looking at certain ideas that suddenly come to you about how to help people in a selfless way. You want to keep that as the mission of your life, and you are that kind of a sign who likes to do things for others without letting them know, without making a pomp and show about it. So something might come to you in your restful period, in your period away, in your privacy, in a meditative stage. Some idea might strike you, in my view, today when you're staying away from the crowd. Maybe you're traveling long distance right now, or maybe during a meditation, or just while you're away from all the push and the pull. Some download comes to you, some thought process comes to you, and you realize that my purpose of life and what makes me happy, what makes me feel confident, what makes me feel more fulfilled is actually to service people, is to heal people, is to help people in some ways, is to set up something that helps people for a longer period of time without any pomp and show. And your spiritual practice, maybe you realize your spiritual practice is what brings you happiness. Being in that meditative stage where you're focusing on something which is spiritual and creative in nature, that helps you, give you satisfaction, because this is your hidden house. This is your hidden house. You don't like your creativity, you do not like the pomp and show to be made of your abilities. So you want to do things behind the scene, and you want to do things which are good for others. You want to do things which are helpful to others, which heal others in some way. And you want to do it without making a whole lot of pomp and show about it. And then over the course of next 2 weeks, you might think of the ideas around it. Maybe you want to set up a charity. Maybe you want to set up a healing practice. Maybe you want to create something which is creative in nature behind the scene over the course of next 2 weeks. And then around the first half of August, you decide to do it, to implement it. The plan of that will happen over the course of next 2 weeks while you stay away from the crowd. You stay a little bit even below the surface to some extent. You don't want to be out and about interacting with people, talking about it. You want to be away from people. You want to relax a little bit. You want to be in a safe space to some extent where you can express this idea in your privacy, in your meditative state. So thinking about things that bring others healing, thinking about things that help others selflessly, thinking about creativity could be, in my view, something that might be on your mind, that might come to you. It might just come as a flash today that this is what brings me happiness. when we are asking this question from ourselves, what brings me happiness? When the moon is in Leo, that's what we experience. What brings me happiness? And you are trying to create your outward world. You are trying to create a network. You are trying to deliver your legacy. You're trying to create something which is available to wider set of audience. But this is something that you feel is, you feel drawn to this. You feel like, I want to do this. This is what I was born here to do. And that inspiration comes to you, in my view, today, Virgo. And you will work on that over the course of next 2 weeks. And then you might decide to set up a charity. You might decide to set up a healing practice. You might decide to do something behind the scene for people during the course of first half of August, before your season begins. And that's what you feel is your part. You want to play that part in the world. You want to be that person who heals other. You want to be that person who keeps things under the wrap till they are fully baked. You don't want to make a pomp and show out of what you're trying to do for others, or what you're trying to do creatively. And that is the approach you want to take. That is the way you flourish in some way. That is the way you shine in some way. You want to get it right. You want to get it right behind the scene before you put it in front of people. So that, in my view, could be a source. I would request you to honor your urge to stay away from the crowd, to relax a little bit, to even sleep out if that's what is needed. And some idea in this meditative state, what brings me joy, what brings me happiness, that idea will come to you in a flash, in my view. So good luck for that, Virgo. And that is all. That is what I wanted to update all of you about. Good luck and have a great weekend ahead. Thank you.